How's it going, MSS 251? Today we're going to be talking about ISR, that is Intelligence, Surveillance, and Reconnaissance. Now, intelligence is really important because while we can't totally eliminate the fog of war, collecting intelligence that is usable down to our decision-making process helps us to reduce uncertainty in the decisions that we're making. So today what we're going to talk about mostly are the 5 main types of intelligence. First we got GEOINT, which is geographical intelligence. But this is going to be a picture like your standard bird's eye view, maybe something that a reaper or a predator is taking an image of. It's going to be anything that has to do with a map or a graph location. So one thing that would be good for you guys to study in the reading is those charts with the specific platforms. That has some good information on the platforms of the different services and the capabilities that they have when it comes to the type of intelligence they can gather. But geo intelligence is often the first thing you think of when you think of an MQ-1 or an MQ-9. Next we have signal intelligence. This is going to be intelligence that has to do with radar and communications. Going back all the way to World War II, maybe decoding an enemy's like encrypted radar communications or something like that. This has been going on for a while. MASINT. This is going to be MASINT is one that you don't hear of as often, but basically it's any sort of intelligence that's hard to categorize. So whether this is special sensors we have to detect nuclear launches, maybe nuclear testing underground. I know your reading talks about a special platform we have called RC-135, and those can be equipped to either really do very specific types of SIGINT, but because it's so unique, it falls into the category of MASINT. Or there was even RC-135 that's equipped with special ground sensors. And if it's a unique situation like that, it falls into MASINT. Now we have HUMINT, which is human intelligence. This doesn't have to be like a spy, but that's kind of what comes to mind. It's one of the oldest forms of intelligence, basically going up to people. Whether it is like maybe it's a CIA type operation, someone's literally trying to spy on people, or you're just going and talking to locals. If you're using people to get information from people, that's human intelligence. Next we have open source intelligence. This is just kind of what it sounds like. Let's say there's a terrorist attack that happens in France and everyone just starts writing about it on Twitter, and that's how we find out about it. That's an example of open source intelligence. It's basically intelligence just from all different kinds of sources that are out there and available. So some opportunities you guys can have here to learn about different kinds of intelligence. I just want to talk about 3 that I personally have experienced and that were a good time. I felt like I learned a lot. No matter what AFSC you want to go into, you're probably going to have to deal with intelligence, surveillance, or reconnaissance at some point. So let's talk about the UAS program. Some of those courses actually fall under the MSS program. There's I'm forgetting the number of the course, but there's a course you can take on unmanned aerial vehicles and RPAs, and that is 251? 201. 201. Sorry, he just told me it was 201. And that's a really good chance to use the RQ-11, which is something we do use operationally, whether it's for base security or convoy security. If you're into that, if that's the summer program you get, I would highly encourage you to stay with it. You might have the chance to go learn more about it at Hobart over the summer. Also, Colonel Kaz's MSS 365 class, which is military and future innovations. We were able to go to Peterson Air Force Base and learn a lot about geointelligence, MASINT, and basically just watching nuclear detection, ballistic missile detection. It was some really cool stuff. What was the last thing I wanted to talk about? Oh yeah, open source intelligence. So also, if you take an MSS 493, you'll have an opportunity to go to Fort Carson, and at Fort Carson they had in the 10th Special Forces group, they had a bunch of guys there working on open source intelligence. So it's cool to see how they literally have people who sit there and their whole job is to just basically scan the internet, scan our military networks, finding information that's relevant to their mission, making sure that their people are as well informed as possible. So there you go. I hope you learned a little bit about ISR today. Make sure you do the reading because there's a lot of reading and this is meant to be a supplement. So have a good day.